What's going on, everybody? We're running a little behind thanks to my ass and having a kid and whatnot and scheduling. I do apologize. So, actually, right now we have Nate. We're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. So,
What's up?
ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, this is the breakdown where we interview anglers about tournament recaps, general life, kayaking experiences, review anything we really want to talk about. Just talk fishing. So our guest today is one of my best friends, the infamous Nate Chagnon of Massachusetts Kayak Bassin. He is a straight up incredible dude, a kind soul who wears his heart on his sleeve, take it or leave it guy. I truly enjoy his presence. And he also, recently down in Alabama, his first time fishing down. I touch up on that. So Nate, welcome to the breakdown. We're gonna start off by tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, and then we'll get into your crazy life story.
My name's Nate Chagnon, tournament kayak angler. Live in Taunton, Massachusetts. All right. What do you want to talk about?
Nate, you have this long history of this long path of to where you're at today. You've spilled your heart and soul to me multiple times. I've done the same to you, but this podcast is about you, man. Let's start off. Where did you start fishing? How'd you pick it up? Then let's work our way down the path of life and then really get into the juice of things.
I started fishing I fished here and there as a kid. I actually did my first tournament when I was like 7. And I think I caught like a sunfish, and it came in third for the youth division. And I got like a Rapala original jerk bait that I actually still own to this day. But never did anything with it until I was about like 18, 19. I really got into fishing. But do you just want to go right into the whole
Yeah, all right.
story?
Yeah. Tell me. I know this is going to be your third time running it because you've been on quite a few podcasts as of late, which have all been great. I suggest everybody to go listen to them on Dark Waters and Jigs and Bigs. I actually just finished up the Dark Waters, the one not too long ago, and man, I really do enjoy hearing you talk. It's a good story. So yeah, let's start off. Where did you get the bite? Where did you get the drive? Where did fishing really come back into your life?
So I lost my mother at a young age, and I kind of went down a bad path for a while. Doing stuff I shouldn't have been. And my sister got sick when I was 18. I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with her. She was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And she fought for 2 years in and out of remission. She dealt with multiple complications. My sister's immune system wasn't like the rest of ours. So it was stuff really nobody had ever seen before. She's actually in textbooks and everything because of it now. And I just, even during it, I didn't really want to get back into what I was doing, just trying to find a different outlet, different way to escape. I was working 3 jobs, stress of, your own mental health wears on you too with all that. And I just needed an outlet. And a buddy of mine asked if I wanted to go kayak fishing and shore fishing. And wound up, going to like Charles River, like a little sit-in, 1 rod, ugly stick, like 2-piece, 6.6.
I think you had that rod up until a year ago.
No, I got rid of it in like 2018. That rod caught quite a bit of fish, but we'd just go out with the Sanko, a couple of beers, and it was therapeutic to me. When I first felt that bite and I was going through that stuff. It was amazing. Nothing else mattered. I couldn't think about anything else. The dopamine, the adrenaline, everything rushes to your head. And, it was, man, it was amazing for me to be able to escape the everyday life. And my sister wound up passing, and I fished hard for a little bit, and then went to New York. Kind of got away from fresh water. Did some saltwater stuff out there, and came back. And I still didn't feel in the right mindset and stuff. And I started fishing again, and I actually signed up for an MAKB tournament. I think it was like a monthly in April because KBF wasn't holding one. And I joined, put in the time. No, I was putting in the time anyways. And I came in like fourth, and I think I tied Bruce Levy for third, but he had a monster bass that year. Good for him.
Is that one of the infamous photos that he constantly posts in the chat?
Yeah, I think it's the one where he sounds like he's crying, like picking it out of the net. I think it's that one. But it was awesome to be up there, and it was awesome fishing for it, because when it was getting close, and you're up there and you're like, ooh, I can do this. You start fishing harder, and I realized, like, especially when I wound up doing my first tournament, which was Norton Res with MAKB. That was my first one dayer. I skunked hard. Didn't know what I was doing. I think I went out there with one rod, throwing chatterbait on like an ultra light. But
a lot of people didn't do well during that tournament. I remember there was probably a handful of guys who caught a limit. And I remember, not to cut you off or anything, but I remember it was Bruce, just the normals in like the top 5. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
We're going to beat these guys.
But that day was amazing, even though I didn't catch fish, it was awesome for that 8 hours. And, even a little bit beforehand, nothing else mattered. It was all about just getting that fish in. And, there were frustrations and stuff when you weren't catching them, but it was therapeutic, and I've been hooked ever since. I jumped in. I started traveling. You know it. We slept in a Walmart parking lot in New York. I mean, when was that? 3 months after our first MAKB tournament. And,
shortly after, yeah.
Yeah, dude, went up there. It's funny. I actually lived in Long Island. I don't think I ever really fished that place, and went in and went for it and caught a limit. And remember, afterwards, I felt so amazing, like, that I was able to travel and put up a limit. And yeah, man, it's been one long journey since. A lot of time in cars.
It's been a long journey, but such a short period of time, it feels like.
Oh, dude, yeah, it almost feels like one just big blur. Like, I mean, it's at the point I'm with you guys every weekend, even when we're not in kayaks. We're out chasing ice in Maine and New Hampshire. And dude, I mean, the whole tournament series, I really got to thank MAKB. I mean, it got me into it, and most guys there have been like family to me. I mean, you, Ken Wood, everybody I've come across over the years, everybody's so cool, and I've built so many friendships through it. It's amazing. It finally gave me a place I felt like I belonged.
Yeah, they're definitely the type of guys that if whatever you needed, if you were to ask the group, somebody would step up and go above and beyond, and usually just help you no matter what. That's something that goes a long way in life for sure. And that's definitely one of the reasons why we love MAKB, Massachusetts Kayak Bassin for Life. Yo,
dude, it's awesome. And I mean, even take it in the KBF, you meet guys from other states. You wind up talking all the time. It's just awesome to be a part of a community where people are so open and so reaching out. It's nice to have. So that's what got me into it.
Yeah, man, I remember fishing. It was Agawam Mill. Didn't have my pedal drive yet, and we were paddling, and you came up next to me, and you're just the type of person to talk to anybody. And you started talking to me out of nowhere. And one of like the first 5 sentences that you said to me was, "Yeah, my uncle died over there on that dock." And I've never talked to you before in my life, so I was like, "What in the what?" Oh, sorry to hear that. And I'm like,
I remember that exact conversation. You were like, "Yeah, dude, I'm pumped for this place. I've heard about big fish. Aren't you pumped too?" And I'm like, I don't know. I grew up around here. This place is a little bit, I don't know. It's got history to me. So I don't know how I feel. And you're like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Well, you see that dock over there?" Yeah, but I mean, hey, he caught one of the biggest bass I've ever seen out of uh out of Massachusetts, man. He took that photo and he passed away out there fishing. So he fell into it deep too. I mean, he was like us, didn't go anywhere without rods in the back of his car. Yeah.
Cool, Nate. So now that we've dove in headfirst into fishing and traveling, you made your way down to Pickwick, Wilson Wheeler, that trail down there a couple weeks ago. Not even. I know we've heard the story a couple times, but if you don't mind laying it on us again, I mean, let's start from the car ride down. Just let's hear some details.
I mean, the car ride down was all right. I mean, till about we got to Alabama, and then we called Johnny DeCenzo. We were supposed to meet him for dinner. And we're like, "What's up, man?" We're like an hour out, and he's like, "Yeah, we ain't getting dinner. There's sirens going off. There's tornadoes." We're like, "What?" So we hop on the internet. They were getting rocked. We pulled over. We waited it out a little bit, and then so by that time we went up, and we were like, "Well, we might as well look, for a place to fish." And like everybody else, we watched the elites. We checked out the tail races, and dude, they were moving. Those dams were wide open. It was to me in a pedal kayak, it looked like a suicide mission. So we took a couple of casts from shore, and we are like, "No, we're all set with this." So we had another spot on Google Maps down on Wheeler. Pulled up there, and I think it was like 5 casts in. Ken got a huge drum, which was awesome. I had never seen the drum before. I thought he hooked into like a 10-pound bass. And then Joe Tadeo was up the shore a little bit, and he caught a couple of good ones. So we decided we go back there and pre-fish that Friday. So we all launched, and we went out, and Joe, I think, started off the morning. We were all in a group chat. We got a text message from Joe, 17. I think I had just hit a 15. And then no, I was kind of looking for an offshore bite. They drained it 4 feet. So a lot of the banks, were up on shore now. Their normal hiding spots weren't there. I mean, trees were out of water. So I kind of found like a secondary point bite. And I found this one part in a cove that kind of had a channel with an underwater structure there. And I flipped into that pre-fishing, and I pulled 17.5. And I was like, "Oh, awesome." Flipped back in, got a huge thump, shook it off. And I was like, pitched it back in, got another huge thump, shook it off. And I rolled out. And I actually remember seeing Joe Tadeo as I rolled out of this cove. And he's like, "What's up, buddy?" And I'm like, dude, do you mind doing me a favor? I think I found a spot in there. I told him, what I got off it, the hits I got. I'm like, mind just leaving that cove alone? Joe was like, yeah, no problem. He took off. I went up a different way. Um, and then, I kind of found some points or secondary points where I was sitting in like 9 feet of water and throwing it over the point. So the points here, I was casting this way. And it was as it came over that secondary point in about 5 feet of water, I was getting lit up. And I think I caught a couple of other 17s and then some other ones. I had like 84, 86 inches pre-fishing. And we actually went home that night, and Joe got a good one. Joe got a 22.5. He was on him. And Ken had a rough pre-fishing, and he actually didn't want to go back there tomorrow. And it was tough. I mean, all three of us took car ride down. I completely understand. And, we kind of talked about it for half hour or so, and I just remember what rang through my head and it motivated me was him being like, "You put up 84 inches, you've never fished tournament down here. In the Massachusetts mindset, that'd do good, but we're down here, you need over 90 inches." And finally, he was like, "You think you can put up over 90?" And I was like, "I am more than confident." And he was like, "All right, I'm gonna do it." Now this whole weekend was special for me because
Nate, give me a second here. Let's rewind a little bit. This is where I'm most proud of you. Is I've been fishing with you for quite some time now, and watching your skill level grow and your skills expand has been amazing to watch. So we were talking on the phone quite often throughout the entire weekend, and you were talking pre-fishing, and you were just saying, "I think I found a pattern. I found a bite. I'm running these secondary points, finding anything I can find on these secondary points, and I'm catching fish. I'm catching them this way here, this way there. I'm not beating the spots up, but I'm catching decent sized fish." So to hear you figure out a game plan with no help, just you rocking and rolling, it makes me proud. It makes me proud as a father. Yeah. So to hear that, like, there was a potential for you not to be able to fish what you had found, I was really nervous. And I'm glad that you and Ken were able to work it out. Ken, I'm sorry for you, man, but two guys did good. One guy
Ken had a good finish day too.
He had a good finish day too, but a day late and $1 short, especially from that first day. But yeah, man, I really want to mention how stoked I am that how far you have come as an angler from your pink ugly stick days and your feel free lure to your Wildy Recon 120 and just watching you be able to dial in and tune in and figure out a bite. I'm stoked for you, man.
Dude, it was awesome. I mean, that whole weekend, I needed to get out on the water. It was a rough weekend for me. It always is. It was my sister's birthday weekend, and it was actually the first time in God, how long has it been? 4 years, 5 years that I haven't fished there on her birthday. And her and my mother are both buried the last spot towards the lake. So there's actually a kayak launch in the graveyard, and I fish it quite a bit. No birthdays when I miss them, just, when I got to get out. So I just really needed to get out. And then Friday morning, I got a call from a coworker that one of the guys I traveled with a lot last year and kind of grew close with had passed away. And that kind of hit me too. And pre-fishing, I just put my headphones in, put my music on, went, just did my own thing and tried to just escape and found a bite doing it. And, just kind of tried to focus on the lake more than anything and figure stuff out. And yeah, I remember calling you. I had given up on even hitting the bank. I was running point to point at that point and calling you on 10-minute treks in between points and just trying to eliminate water. And man, Friday night, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it, sister's birthday weekend or what, but I've never had a gut feeling like that in my life. I remember looking at Joe, looking at Ken, and going, I'm going to do this. I know it. I can feel it. I'm going to do it. And, it was to the point, like I was saying it so much that they were kind of nervous. I was going to go out, not catch a few fish and get real frustrated real quick. But
Well, not to mention we've seen you spin out situations, so I can understand the concern. They genuinely care about you.
yeah,
It makes sense.
So, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I felt it that day. I didn't feel it day two. Day two, I had a rudder issue and couldn't fish the way I wanted to. But something about Friday night, man, I felt right. And we showed up to the launch Saturday morning and put my headphones in immediately, started setting up my kayak. I mean,
No, Nate, I noticed as of recent, you actually have been fishing with your headphones. That's something new. Now, what do you think that does for you? Does it put you in the groove of things? Brings down your mental focus. You're able to dial in more.
music has always been a big part in my life. I mean, we had vinyls in the house as kids that were always on, and that's right. I did call it the week before too on a Facebook post. That one was a joke. I had no idea then. But no, I mean music's just always been there for me as well. And as of late, it's been helping me focus out there on the water. It kind of really helps me block out everything on the outside, the sounds, all that. And I don't know, man. It's just it's been working for me. I'm gonna keep doing it, see if it keeps working. But I put my headphones in Saturday morning. I don't think I said more than 10 sentences to Joe and Ken. No, I told them good luck, let's hope we're all up there at the end. And I think I mentioned again, I'm gonna do this. And I went down to the water and I said the same thing I always say. I asked my mother and my sister to just give me the opportunity and see if I can do the rest. And 6 o'clock hit. You could launch at 6. Lines in were 6:30, and I took off for that cove, man. And I pumped the music up to full blast, put the pedals to work, and it took me all 25 minutes to get back to the cove.
What songs popped up on that playlist?
I had it on Pandora. I mean, it was Machine Gun Kelly radio I was playing that day. So it was him, NF, Eminem, I don't know, whatever they throw on there.
Okay, I'm just trying to put myself in your kayaks here right now, listening, just ready, going to your point.
And I was pedaling hard and I got there and I got my stuff ready, ripped the scorpion tail off the fresh bait, got it on chatterbait, got it looking good. Loved that thing. That thing has caught so many fish for me. That rod did not leave my hand all day Saturday.
Bobby Jr. said ICP. He's not a juggalo, man.
No. But I pitched in, I think it was third cast after lines, and dude, I pulled an 18.25. and I did not want to disturb that spot at all. So, I went back out into the main creek, took a photo, came back in. No, that took some time. I don't know. I think it was 3 casts later. I pulled an 18.75, rolled out, took the photo, came back in. I pitched back up at it. About, I don't know, 3 to 5 casts later, had an 18.50. It's like, oh my God. Rolled out, came back in. 5 casts later at a 17.50. And I was like, all right, we're coming back here tomorrow. I got to leave this spot alone. And I actually called you. My
Well,
adrenaline was
it
going
happened so
crazy.
quick.
Dude,
Like,
it was stupid how quickly those 4 fish came together.
so it was my kid's birthday party, his first birthday. So I was in that, but at the same time, I had my head in my phone checking the things, and then it started with you had nothing, and all of a sudden you're calling me and you have 4 fish, but 4 good fish, and there I am, at the party like, or getting ready for the party rather. I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is like I'm stoked, and if like I can't tell you, dude, my battery was at like 5% by the end of that day.
Dude, I
By the
think
end of
I
the party.
charged my phone like 3 times that day. But I called you, and I mean, man, I was shaking. Like, I went to light a cigarette and like had trouble even doing that. And I'm like, I got to call. You're my best friend, man. For people that don't know, John's the one I go to whenever I need help in life, really. So I called him, and I'm like, dude, you've been in this predicament down in Kissimmee. I'm freaking out, and I need to calm down. And you were like, dude, you're in this. You got to focus. Stick to your game plan. I believe you told me put my music back on, go back to work. And I was like, all right. We hung up. I think I told you like my sister's here, like, and started to cry, and you were like, can't cry yet, not till you have a limit. And I rolled up to an island in a different cove, and took a couple of casts and came around a point, took a cast past point, and I caught a 22, man, and smashed my PB. My PB was a 20.5-inch fish. And I got this thing up on the board, dude. I was cheesing ear to ear. Back of my head, I'm going, I did it. I'm in the money. I'm over 90 inches. And let me tell you, 22-inch fish, strong fish. And he gave the leap of faith, and there wasn't much I could do about it. And didn't get the photo evidence. Called you, basically heartbroken, devastated, thought I blew my shot.
Dude, man, when I heard your voice, oh God, there was so much distraught, so much sad. I could feel it through the phone, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna implode. This isn't good. And
Dude, it wasn't even anger, it was just disappointment. I felt like, I let her down. I told a lot of people I was gonna do it for her and my coworker, and that was the opportunity, and I felt like I let him down. And man, it was rough. And you were like, dude, it's different down there. Big fish school together. Stay on it. And I was like, all right. And I moved off the island, went to like there was like brush pile underwater. And I pitched in at that, and I got 16.75. And I called you back, and I was like, all right, we got a limit. Like,
no. You
I'm
said
in second.
your first words were, "All right, can we cry yet?" And I was like,
No,
I put two and two together.
That was the next fish.
No, that was your limit fish. That was your limit fish
Was
because
it?
yeah, because I before I said don't cry until you get a limit. So you got your limit fish, and the first words you said were, "Can we cry yet?" And I'm like, "Dude, you got a limit?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, man, get back to work. Yeah, you got to do it."
So that put me in like second, but I knew it wasn't gonna hold me in second. And I was excited. I was still a little bit down. That was a tough fish to lose. It's tough to come back from that in the tournament. And I mean, we're still in the same hour that I lost that fish. And I was fishing a shoreline in the cove, and there were some laydowns, and bass boat was coming towards me, and it's like two guys in their mid-20s. And I was like, hey guys, I'm in a tournament, there's money on the line. Do you mind if I have this shoreline? Like 3 laydowns in between us. 2 were closer to them. And the guy was like, yeah, don't worry about it. You can have the whole cove. And he actually pulled this trolling motor up. Super cool about it. Was like, good luck, man. Hope you win it. And took off. And fish first laydown, nothing. Can't remember if it was second or the third laydown. But I pitched in, and dude, I threw into this laydown, and this thing hit it so hard. I mean, I pitched it in 6 inches of water, and I just watched my line go slack. And I stood up, and I set hook into that thing, and I felt that head shake, and my heart just dropped. I sat down, found out how great the new Wildy is, because I backpedaled that thing right out of the tree, got it into open water, and then that thing jumped. And I saw it, and it was fatter than my other 22, but it was all of 22 inches. I could tell by the jump. And I just kind of stood up, kind of put the rod down. I'm like, please don't do that again. Come on, get in here. Got it in here, and I got it on the board, took my photo, and I got the good photo. I stressed out. Took me a little while to get the photo, so I put it back in the net to let it revive, got the scale ready. I weighed it. I've checked my scale with a certified scale. My scale's an ounce short, so it was 6 pounds, about even, 6'1". And I picked that thing up to release it, and I just put both fists on its bottom lip. I was like, oh my God, I got a second chance. I was in the same cove as the other 22. And I kind of took a minute to myself and just kind of, said thank you to my mother, my sister, everybody I think that watches out over me when I'm on the water. And I called you, and that conversation, you were just talk to me, and I remember.
I thought you were BSing me, man. You're like, I caught another 22. I'm like,
no,
yeah.
I said 22. You were like, talk to me, and I went 22. And you went, are you kidding? And I went, no, dude, I caught a 22, and I got photos of this one. And I remember, we both kind of freaked out for 30 seconds to a minute. We were like, oh my God, that's well over 90. Where we believe we're in the money. We're doing this thing. I think I was in first or second from that thing. And then you kind of snapped me back to reality. And you were like, all right, man, you still got a 17. Let's go get rid of that. Put your head down. Go grind. I'll talk to you later. And I went out and kept fishing hard. Kind of went back to that secondary point bite. And I think it was somewhere around, I don't know, noon, 1. I came around a point that I had good luck on pre-fishing. And there was a bass boat anchored up on it. I was like, there was a smaller point behind him. And I was like, I guess I'll go give that a try. And I threw in there, and I lost, guessing a 16-incher. He jumped and spit the hook. Wasn't too mad. He wasn't going to help my limit. At that point, I was actually, catching 17s, getting kind of upset about it.
That's a good problem to have, man.
Yeah, and I threw back in there, and I got an 18.25. Very next cast, and filled out the limit at 95.75 or 95.5. Can't remember. what I had right now. And I called you again, and I was like, dude, my smallest fish is 18.25. My best 5 for the year has been 94 and change for the past 3 years.
For an
I
entire year. Like that
Yeah,
is your season, your best 5.
yeah.
And you went to Alabama, and you smashed that in one day.
And I mean that tournament was kind of on a whim too. I fished with Ken Wood like 2 weeks before, and I was like, "You going to Alabama?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm taking Joe." And I was like, "You want to take a third?" And he's like, "That's a long trip. Take a third." And I was like, "Well, let me know." And I think like 3 days passed, and he was like, "Are you really in?" And I texted my boss. I was like, "Hey, I need these days off. Let's go do this." And I just wanted. I'd been fishing around here with you, and scraping up a bite was tough at the time I decided I was going to go. Kind of got better right before we went, but it was just tough, and I wanted that 70-degree weather day with the bass, clear my head. And I was like, yeah, man, let's go to Alabama. And dude, coming off the water that day, I remember calling you, and I called you on my way into the launch. I mean, not ashamed to say it, I was crying. It was a huge emotional day for me. And I remember talking to you. We were watching the standings right up until it went out, because you could upload fish up to an hour after lines out in case you didn't have service. So me, you, Ken, Joe, I mean, I hugged them. I was crying, telling them I did it. I knew I told you guys I was gonna do it for her. And dude, it was so emotional.
Nate, so
It's a blur trying to remember everything that happened in that moment.
if you look at everything and everybody that was cheering you on, this really wasn't only a moment for you. This was a moment for MAKB and everybody that has fished with you, has watched you. Like when you go out, I mean, from where you started, you've always fished your heart out. And then from the years that you've been doing it, you've gotten better every single year, every single season. Midway through the season, you're better than the beginning. End of the season, you're better than the mid-season. And then all of a sudden, everybody in MAKB, or just about everybody, is watching the state, and they're like, Nate's in second right now. Nate's in third. Nate's in second. Like everybody's like getting jacked up. I'm like, for me, I'm pacing at my kid's birthday party, like showing relatives that don't give a shit about what's going on. I'm like, my friend's in second in Alabama. Like it's just, and then you got everybody's cheering you on, man. It was such a badass thing, not only for you, but to watch everybody get jacked up because Nate's kicking ass. That's the shit we live for.
Dude, I got so many texts that day, Facebook messages, Facebook mentions. I mean, I gotta say, I think Gerard was first to do it. Like, that man's always up super early. I think the rest of you were, still half asleep or sleeping by the time I'd caught like my first 4 fish. And Gerard was immediately posting to Facebook, and the notifications were coming in an hour in. It got to the point like I wanted to shut my phone off, but being in contact with you and the music, I couldn't. But my phone was just buh, 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 all day. And dude, it was that fed into it so much more. I mean, especially with the MAKB family, they know why I fish.
Nate, Sean is just showcasing you what type of person you are.
He was down there, man. Yeah, I met him. God, where was that? Billington Sea or Snippatuit? It was somewhere.
It doesn't matter where you
It was
are, what
rough
state.
winds, and I remember seeing him as another paddler, and I was like, "Listen, man, here's what I'm sticking to. Here's the way the wind looked that day. It gets rough here. Let me know if you need help. It's tough paddling out here with these guys when you're trying to keep on fish." And we just started talking, but he was down there. He was there for the award ceremony. He came out to dinner with us all after. Yeah, he was right there cheering me on in person, and that was awesome to have him there too. But man, it was all you guys know why I fish. You know more about my past, and um, just to see you guys cheer me on, and, the stuff you guys were saying, like how long you've waited to see it, and dude, it got to me. It was one of the most amazing days of my life, and I mean, even down to the complete strangers, man. We left the boat ramp to go to the award ceremony, and here are these guys that gave me the shoreline packing up their boat. And I mean, I remember leaning out the window and I was like, "Thank you guys." And they were like, "Did you win some money?" And I was like, "I got third place. I pulled the 6-pounder off that tree." And dudes stuck their hands up. They're jumping up and down the back of their boat. Never said more than 5 words to me. And they're like, "Yeah!" Like they were pumped. It was even to the point like we rolled the window up, me, Ken, and Joe, like all just kind of laughed to ourselves. And we're like, dude, they were super excited about that.
Dude, why I would have been too, man. That's awesome. It's incredible that they just pulled up their motor and they let you have it. That is something that you don't ever see.
No.
Yeah, man, you're gonna send them a Christmas card for sure.
Dude, I wish I got their names, really, but man, I owe them at least 10% of that winning, man. They would have hit that tree, and that thing would have hit a baseball bat if you threw it in there. It was so hungry that day. But
and we got Jim here. He says that you were actually the first person to introduce yourself to him as well. I guess you're the ambassador of MAKB.
Dude, you guys were so welcoming to me, and it changed my life. That when I see new people, I don't want them to feel like they're standing there on the outside, because we are such a tight knit group that I remember being at our first tournament, watching the big names all stand there and talk to each other and just kind of soaking it all in, sitting in the back, like kind of like, oh my God, like, am I ready for this? So whenever I see somebody standing around, I like to introduce myself, welcome to the tournament. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask anybody. They're all good guys. But man, we rolled up to that award ceremony, and dude, it was all set and in. I mean, it was held in like a big auditorium. You walk in, there's the backdrop, the kayak bass fishing. Ran in Chad Hoover outside. I mean, I walked up to him and he immediately looked at me and was like, "Hey man, how do you pronounce your last name?" I was like, "Oh, wow, like you recognized my face. All right." First time meeting Chad. And he came in, he actually sat down and talked with us for a while. And then they called up Big Bass. And I came in second for that. I actually tied first. He caught it sooner. It's the luck of the draw on those. And then they called up top 10. They called up the top 10. And it was awesome. Joe DiDeo, I mean, that guy's like a brother to us. Same rookie year. He won our rookie year. That's rookie 2018 KBF Rookie Angler of the Year. And
Nate, look at this. Dom said he went out of the way to help us with our kayaks up the hill at Glen Charlie. Just another show of character who Nate Chagnon is.
Dom, that's because you're old and got a bum back. But no, but it was awesome. Joe got to go up there with me. He came in 9th place. He one spot out of the money, but he got a free trail event, and we got to stand up there together and hold our checks. And then just to hear third place and go up there and collect it, and you're looking up at everybody else, and dude, I was so proud. The goals I had set for the weekend were I did way better than I ever could have thought. My only game plan was go catch a limit, get my mind off things. I think I actually told Ken and them multiple times when they were looking at spots. I was like, I don't know, I'm just along for the ride. And then I found my spot pre-fishing and my mindset changed. I was no longer along for the ride. I'm sorry, Ken. But
So Nate, what's it like standing up there with that big check?
Dude, it's you feel like you grow 6 inches, like
in the pants.
Anywhere. Height, everything, dude. It's awesome. It's very humbling, and you soak it in while you can, because in this sport it can all change in a day. So I mean, it was all a blur, man. I talked to so many people, heard so many congratulations. Immediately followers on Instagram, Facebook. I was getting podcast offers. It was crazy. Or invitations, not offers.
Yeah, man. I had to go through your manager to get. I had to go through your manager to get this scheduled. It's just you're a celebrity now.
Dude, it was weird, man. I never thought third place would be such a showing. But I mean, a lot of the people that were getting my name out there and everything when this was all happening and doing the posts, they knew what this weekend was and what it meant to me. And man, I think it played it all up so much more that it just happened to be the first time I really put it together. And I mean, that one jumped the board, man, but if I could have held on a couple seconds longer, it would have been. I know I did it in my head. Dude, that was crazy to sit back and think about the fish I put on the board that day and just what it all meant.
Yeah, man, you're gonna take this momentum and try to run with it this season. Prove all of us wrong. I want you sitting on the podium more often than me. I'm just kidding, not really, but
I'm gonna try.
I want you up there.
Problem is, you taught me a lot about fishing. So me and you, when it comes to local tournaments, fighting over the same spots, same techniques, it's tough.
So Ken doesn't like this, but when you guys were fishing against each other at that hole and you were crushing it, he wasn't doing as great. I was like, excuse my language. Nate's doing it, man. Nate's putting shit together. It's just easy. And then, of course, Ken last hour Wood came in and he beat you by a quarter inch. But I will tell him this, and I'll tell you this. If you go back and look at those fish, one of those fish, you could have pinched the tail and got the quarter inch out of. So,
well, we're going to put it this way. The fish has been discussed. And, Ken, I got you in the knockout, buddy.
That is right.
Let's go settle a tiebreaker. So
Ken Wood and Nate Chagnon are in their knockout together. So that's a 1v1 at a supposed to be disclosed location. I don't know if those rules are going to change, but a disclosed location. I want you guys to do it live, honestly, personally. If you can make it happen, I would love that because I want to see Ken swearing up a storm.
Dude, I don't know if I can do live. My front camera's smashed on.
I'll give you my work phone for the day.
Dude, it's I mean, we got a score to settle there. So.
Dude, I love this, Matt. Matt, you're absolutely right. He is so deep in your mind.
That should be a good knockout. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think I did what anybody else did when they got that message saying you got Ken Wood, and that is let out. And motherfucker, like, first round's gonna be easy. So yeah, I mean, we fish together quite a bit too. We know each other, the way we fish, and it'll be an interesting one. One of us will be a little bit salty going home that day.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But
There'll be no dinner after that meal, after that day. You guys are meeting Ken. You're one of the meanest guys I know.
I don't know, Ken. You wanna put some side standings on that and
I'll start taking bets. You
loser
guys,
pay
if you want to,
dinner?
no, for everybody watching, if you want to bet on this, I'll be the book. Just message me via DM and we'll get these things going.
Can I bet on Kenwood?
You can,
That man always pulls it out somehow.
but there's a fire in your eyes, Nate. There's also a fire in Ken's eyes too because he's pissed off because he didn't do too well last time. Oh, actually, he pulled it off a little bit, but yeah, Ken's been grumpy lately.
Dude, he's an amazing guy though. I mean, when I had rudder issues day 2, I called Ken. Ken was, God, he must have been a half mile from me, if not more. And I was like, buddy, my rudder's broke. We were in some rough waves. We launched Sunday, like the end of a lightning storm. And I mean, it was downpouring, gusts of 30 blowing right up the gut of that creek. It was not the most delightful fishing weather. Got a good one though to start. Got a 17.25. Entered it wrong as a 16.25 in the rain. That was fun. Rolled off the spot. Went to go back in. It was in that same spot as day 1. And I realized I wasn't turning the way I. Yeah, dude, it was far. The way I couldn't. So I brought the thing to shore, kind of took a look. I knew Ken had Allen wrenches in his kayak, so I made a phone call. And Ken had to go play captain, save Nate, and come all the way back to me. And
so the line of this story, folks, is when you get a new kayak, go through all the hardware and put Loctite and tighten down screws, right, Nate?
Yeah, it was rough. So Ken got there. I mean, then we probably spent another half hour laying in the red washed out clay and trying to tighten this thing, and it just wasn't working. And he took like an hour and a half out of his fishing time. We realized we couldn't fix it, and he went back about his day. I tried to stay out there a little bit longer, go back to where those 22s were. And, the wind was too rough for me, so I ran up some side creeks I didn't even pre-fish. Tried to put together another bite and finished day with 4 fish. But I mean, dude, the fact he took that much time out of his day when there's money on the line, I mean, that speaks about his character right there. And, I mean, dude, he was coming over to me, and I'm standing in my kayak at shore trying to take casts at a tree to save as much time as I can while he's taking time out to come save me. So,
Nate, I actually do plan on putting everything on all platforms. I just haven't had the time to sit down and get that done. I mean, everybody, I know this has kind of been a long one and it's late. If you want to tune in on iTunes, Spotify, whatever, it'll be up there shortly. Thanks for that, Nate.
it was, dude, I mean, I've said it over and over again, and I sound like broken record, but the guys we travel with and the guys we know, they're all good guys, and they won't hesitate to help you if they can. And I mean, even Saturday, man, I called Ken too after I lost that 22 and talked to him a little bit. 'Cause if there's anybody that knows catching big fish, it's Ken. So
Stop giving him so much credit. His head's like,
dude, it deserves to be. That man, he's a big part of putting Northeast on the map. especially with this new Elite series. We're gonna get it on Cayuga. I think I'm running up there on a Friday night and sleeping at the boat ramp and giving that one a go. But dude, it was, I don't know, that whole weekend. It was amazing. I mean, I think I talked to you probably 12 hours over that whole weekend, man. Like,
Yeah, we were on the phone quite a bit, and I mean, I wouldn't change a thing. It was awesome. The only thing I would change actually was I wish I could have been down there, but
oh,
life and stuff. But it worked out how it was supposed to.
dude, it was awesome. It really was. And then I've been so excited to do this. It's tough to put it into words again. It is. It's tough to visit those emotions and trying to keep it together. But I've been dying to do this podcast with you, man. You're literally my best friend, a huge part of that weekend. So this is the one I couldn't wait to do.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm more than glad to have you on. I'm sure it won't be the last time either.
I hope not. I hope not. We got the first ever MAKB West t- tournament at Quabog. Quabog.
Quaboag, however the hell you say it. But yeah, that's this weekend.
I'm
I'm definitely gonna be watching the standings.
going out there. We got the Pickwick crew again. It's me, Joe, and Ken will be there. So hopefully we can make some magic happen again. Joe, you looking to win some money
Yeah. So
there again? Let's do it.
the West better watch out. I heard that Mr. Daddio Joe Dadeo is going to be fishing the West because it's closer to his house. So you have the reigning MAKB Y coming and fishing the West Division.
It's that place has big fish. I mean, I don't know if anybody paid attention to lunkers at their ice tournaments, but it's 21-20 for bass. So they're in there. They're in there.
So Joe said he fished it and didn't do well, but I mean that doesn't mean nothing. It just could be the timing.
Joe,
Don't know how that goes.
tomorrow. I'm gonna call you tomorrow, Joe. We'll talk. But yeah, that's gonna be a cool one actually because Old Glory, one of our MAKB sponsors, doing a little pizza and stuff, and Sean and Nelson are helping put that on afterwards, and I think that'll be cool to get everybody there afterwards for food and chit chat about fishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully everybody goes in, checks out Old Glory, supports the small shop. They got a lot of good gear. So yeah, support Joe at Old Glory for sure.
The
And then the next tournament after Quabog.
That's A1. A1 we have the very next weekend in Westboro. And that's MAKB East. That's the one me and you will be going for Angler of the Year in. So we'll see, man. That place has been good to me, and then it's been terrible to me on tournament day.
So Nate, when you look forward to let's say the MAKB season, what are your goals? Where do you want to be for the standings at the end of the year? Obviously, you want to be number one, right? But realistically, what are you shooting for? And if you could think of any bodies of water that we're going to be fishing, any tournaments, what ones do you think that you have good shots at?
Contituate. I mean, grew up in Framingham, Natick. Contituate's a well-known spot for me. It's the tournament I won the Rapala lure on as a kid. Shore banging was Contituate. So that one I'm looking forward to. There's a couple on there I'm looking forward to. A couple we're revisiting. Charles River. I always loved that. Grew up fishing it. My goals, I'd like to be top 5 in Angler of the Year. I think I can do it if I put the time in. And dude, I wanna win one. Placed in the money and won last year for the first time. I'm hungry. I want a trophy. So,
Which Ken Wood still has to get the trophies out to their owners.
KBF, I'm looking forward to Candlewood. Might try and sneak in East West Harbor. We'll see how that goes. And
Yeah,
then,
we gotta get out to Connecticut to fish Candlewood. Conan, you been out there yet? What's up? What's the word? But yeah, man, we gotta make our way out there for sure.
that one I'm really looking forward to. I got a free entry to that from Chad giveaway. So that one's close to home. It's one we can actually go pre-fish, and I want to do well there. I'm looking for a top 10 finish there. Goals for KBF. I'd like to finish top 60 for AOI. This is gonna be the first year I'm traveling down to the NC. I'm gonna do it. Qualified. I'm ready. Let's go. Trail Championship, NC, Caddo Lake. Go see what we can find down there.
Yeah, man, that Trail Championship really what separates AOI points. If you don't do well in the Trail Championship, that means it's almost wasting a whole season.
Oh yeah, I found that out the past couple of years where I was around 100 or in, and then didn't do the Trail Championship or NC. Straight down the list I went. I'm looking forward to Elite. Cayuga, I've heard great things about. Unfortunately, I'm probably going into that one completely blind. We get a lot of tournaments in May. I can't be taking that much time off of work. I'm super excited for Messalonsky. We had a good showing up there last year. I mean, I really didn't. I think I caught 4 fish all weekend, but one of them won me money, so that was cool. Winnipesaukee, I want some revenge on
Winnie,
dude. 40-something rock bass. I couldn't get away from them. So I wanna find some smallies there, and then goal for that. Obviously, I think all of us are starting out with the same goal, and that's cash that ticket to Champlain and the championship. So
absolutely, man. Champlain's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how the Hobie event's actually gonna go out.
Oh, dude, I hope I make it there. I've been watching some videos, and you want a good time, go watch Brandon Polnick's video of Champlain.
That is definitely a really good video. And for Cayuga, for you should watch Seth Fighter Smashers from Giants on some docks. He's got some videos out there. I know you're a Seth Fighter guy. Yeah. Check him out. So all of our whopping 10 listeners, watchers, you guys got any questions for Nate? Anything you want to ask him?
Oh, I'm nervous now. Will letting them ask me questions?
I'm hoping it's something really personal. All right, crickets.
All right, cool.
That was a fail. I'm sorry, guys. Cool, Nate. Well, man, do you have anybody, any people, anything? Oh, key baits. Thanks, Nate. Yeah, hit us with that key. Oh, key baits throughout the season. What are your go-tos? Let's do that.
Throughout the season, drop shot. I mean, I've grown very, very confident in that, even though I don't fish it right. But drop shot. I mean, I throw a lot of chatterbait. Last year I really got into cranking heavy, and I kind of carried that into this year. I've been throwing some crankbaits a lot, and I mean, in that chatterbait, I'm a jackhammer guy. I threw some of yours when they had a run, but I can't get those anymore. So back to the jackhammer. And I throw those same way every time. Fresh baits, scorpion on the back of it as a trailer, 6 legs in the claws, at least to me, double the vibration, triple it.
Now, I have heard you say on other podcasts, you're like, yeah, I talked to you're like, oh, the pros throw them. Yeah, that's totally me. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen these scorpions, but they look stupid, and I will not bite into them.
Dude, they're amazing. They're amazing. Don't
Yeah.
listen. They've been catching fish for me for at least 2 years, and I mean, almost all my big ones have come off it. And then I mean, besides cranking, I mean, I really only throw 2 crankbaits. That's the Rapala Brat and the KVD 3XD.
Now, is it the regular brat or the big brat?
Low brat, because that's if I'm cranking anything, under 6 feet. Other than that, I'll figure out a way to run the 3XD. And then drop shot. Been drop shot in KVD dream shots and half shells, really. Occasionally throw a Senko on there, but that's about it. Down in Pickwick, it was all about the chatterbait with the scorpion. Actually, I have a Rapala Brat tattooed on my leg. But no, it's down there. They were just loving it. I don't know what it was. I was throwing a jackhammer in the BH Delight color, and I had on a green pumpkin with red flake scorpion, and man, it was good. They were throttling it. I don't think one lightly hit it. It was all choked.
If anybody wants some beef jerky, this young man, Bobby Tran Jr., he's the man to go to. He actually sold enough jerky to buy a Wilderness Systems recon.
I think I paid for half of that recon and jerky. I paid you for 4 bags. I'll take those. Start. We'll be in touch, Bobby. Anybody, dude, fishing snack, beef jerky. It's the way to go. Keep it in your kayak. It's easy. Eat it. Put it down. Back in the bag. It's good for long days on the water.
All right. So what's your ideal fishing day? So conditions, water temperature, time of year, water clarity. What if you were to have your perfect day, not knowing the bite, like if you were just to go in blind in this spot, what would your perfect setup for this be?
It's kind of a double-edged question. I mean, condition-wise, I like partly cloudy, a little bit of cloud cover. 75 to 80 degrees outside. Nice 65 water temp. Love that time of year. I mean, I do like clear water. You know that. We fish a lot of clear water. But at the same time, man, I love my rivers. I love that Charles River, nasty, dirty water. So water clarity really doesn't matter to me. But the other end of that, man, it really doesn't matter what the weather's like. Perfect fishing conditions to me are I'm having a rough day or a rough week, and I go out there and catch a handful of fish and get my head off things. That's really ideal conditions. You broke up. What?
What's your favorite season? And I'm sorry if I have a bad internet connection. For some reason, my internet is sucking balls today.
I like spring. I mean, the big ones are usually bigger in the spring. But I'm gonna have to say summer, man. Like early summer when you can go out there and just catch 40 fish. Size might not always be there, but you can turn. They're aggressive. They're ready. I love that time of year.
Yeah, huge balls, Nate. Sorry, it's a comment, Nate, about sucking balls. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, cool. Here's a good question. I like this one. So techniques that you're not used to fishing, or that you don't that often. What are they? And so people here can hold you accountable. Will you use or will you practice them this year to get better at them?
Jig fishing. That's number one. I mean, I think I threw it 3 times with you last year. You just kept telling me jigs were where it was at. I got my first jig bite last year, and it was awesome. This year, I've come out the gate, trying to practice it and gaining a lot of confidence on it. Especially when you're catching them on it and somebody's trying to throw them beside you and not, kind of boosts confidence on that bait. So that's when I'll be practicing. I don't really frog a lot. I tried to start picking that up last year. I didn't really have the right rod set up and stuff, but that's something I'm looking to get into this year is like frogs and walking baits, and just really experiment more with cranking and flipping and whatever else I don't know that my good buddy John Ferreira goes, "Oh, I killed it on these." And I'm like, maybe I should try those in a different day, different circumstances. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I can't really think of. I mean, 2 years ago, if you asked me to throw a drop shot, I'd tell you that I didn't know how. I mean, you can still say I don't know how, but dude, that thing nowadays, that setup never comes untied from that rod. My other one will switch between Ned and Senko, but that rod drop shot weight never leaves it.
Ken said, "Where did the middle finger emoji go?" Bitter. You're in his head, man. I'm telling you.
That's good. It's good
Jim
stuff.
Silva said we need a frog tournament. I think we should do that and then do a sit-in only one rod tournament.
Dude, A1 would be prime for a frog tournament. That place you fish at anytime past May. You're weed whacking to get through it. So
what would you say your least favorite bait is that you catch fish on? Like the one technique that you want to use the least, but you know it works.
Senko. I mean, you never want to do it. You never want to come in and be like, "Yeah, I got them all in the Senko." I don't know. It's something about our tournament anglers. We tend to steer away from them. I mean, we all have them. Break them out when you need them. But yeah, that's one I used to fish religiously. That it has sat on the back burner quite a bit since I got in. But you're struggling for a limit, man. Drop shot and Senko come out.
I think half the reason why we're like, I don't want to throw a Senko is because of Mr. Levy. Bruce, you're always on her like those Senkos, giving a shit about using Senkos.
He's the Senko master, though. So
Senko king, wacky king. Yeah, that fool tied on a wacky rig and started skipping under docks, and it changed his life.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know what it is, man. I haven't looked at them the same since 2018. Still buy at least 50 packs a year, but definitely don't go into a tournament going, "This is my game plan. Go throw a Yamamoto Senko up at shore, or fresh bait Senko. I have them, but what
All
else?
right, Nate. What do we have? I don't know. Maybe some questions from the 10 folks watching. I don't have much left, Nate. Is there something that you want to talk about? Let's hear it. I mean, it's forum, free forum.
I just want to, thank everybody that stood behind me past years, between pro staffs, and then say your names again. You and Ken definitely play a big part in my fishing and everything else. But I want to give a special thanks to Fresh Baits. They've been awesome, man. They had me on their pro staff before they even started making soft plastics. They have a YouTube channel, Get Bent, getbenttv.com. Actually got the shirt on. So check them out. I mean, I know you don't like them, but dude, check those scorpions out. Put it to a poll on Instagram later on this season, and we'll see what people think. I want to give a big thank you to Dead Fish Gear. They've been around with me for about 2 years now, and they're an awesome company out of upstate New York. They sell apparel. They have some lures. Their cooler is amazing. You can put fishing gear in it. Good amount of food, good amount of drinks. I want to thank Hookset Hoodlums. Actually got on their pro staff the day before the Pickwick Trail 1 event. So that was cool. Kind of threw me into a group chat. A bunch of people didn't know who I was. And then a lot of them are from Mass. And next thing you know, I was all over Massachusetts kayak fishing pages. That was kind of cool to be introduced that way to them. And then, everybody who helps us out at MAKB, Rocky Ledge, Radfish, Old Glory. I know I'm probably missing a few. You can help me out here.
Dakota Lithium.
Them. What's that Titan Tungsten?
Titan Tungsten. Yep.
Yeah, them as well. And no, they're awesome, man. Every one of them help us do what we love. We all know if you love fishing, this is not cheap. So to get the discounts, I actually got to thank my man right here for what I'm fishing out of. He's actually on the Wilderness team, and he was talking all about the recon. Even at the end of last season, we're in a ice chat group chat, and it was talked about a lot. And John got his for Kissimmee, and I went over to his house when he was rigging it, and I sat in it, stood in it, got a feel for it, and I was like, this thing's awesome. This thing's huge, looks stable. And I asked him where he got it, and it was a little bit ways away, and we actually jumped in his truck and drove up there, and I got one. I got the Wilderness Recon 120 HD, the pedal system. Right after that, sold my feel free, took the money, turned right around, put it down on a fish finder, put the Humminbird 6.3 Eco Map on that. Good buddy rigged that up for me. Yeah, man, that was my first tournament out of that kayak. That was actually my first time ever putting that kayak on big water, and she held up great. It was amazing.
A little shameless wildy plug right there.
But besides not putting Loctite on, it was an amazing kayak.
That's what everybody should do, no matter what boat they're fishing out of. If they get a boat brand new or even secondhand, always run through the hardware and run some Loctite over those threads to send them back in. It's gonna save you a nightmare rather.
I
But
retightened them. I think it was the travel down. I didn't put Loctite. I just retightened them after I bought it. And I think the ride down, it's a lot of miles with a kayak on the roof of a vehicle. I think it shook up a little bit, but yeah, I'm using that. I travel light, go out with 6 rods. Not even. I think I've been throwing 5 lately, and it's basically it for the rig. I mean, I got a milk crate, nothing crazy. No wildy box or anything. But
if you guys are looking for a new kayak, I would definitely check out the Recon. Whether it's HD or not, I mean they're a pretty budget friendly kayak. The one without the pedal drive system is just over $1,000, and that's a lot of boat for that money. And then also the one, if you do get the pedal drive system, it's just over $2,000 versus other companies. You can compare prices, but it's a lot of boat for the buck, especially the size and the storage. So that's enough shameless plug for Wilderness Systems.
dude, I'll plug them a little bit more. I mean, to be able to set into a 6-pounder like that, I mean that boat didn't even move. It just stayed where it was as I stood up in the set. Stability for me is huge coming out of the feel free. And that thing's wider than the feel free, but it's still light. I think it's like 75 pounds, something like that. So definitely.
Yeah, I can without the drive on the kayak, I can pick it up over my head from the ground. Yeah. Also, I when I was in Kissimmee, I was literally standing on the seat, frogging and sight fishing and catching fish on the seat, with full confidence of not flipping it.
So definitely would recommend the Wilderness System Recon as well. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's sick of us. Or sick of my nasally voice, hearing me breathing in my mic probably.
I mean, I've kind of run out of things to say, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
man.
it up.
All right. So Nate, if you have any last words.
Thanks for having me on, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, it's probably not going to be the last time. So, Dom, thanks. Dom said, awesome job, guys. Oh, that's the wrong one. Somebody's laughing at us. Shut it down. Ken's probably complaining about us babbling at this point. But I mean, whatever. Content's content. Ken podcast. I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for checking out the breakdown. Keep your eyes peeled for this guy Nate right here. He's not going to be a no name. That's for sure. He's putting it together. Also, you can check him out. Social handles.
My Insta is Shags29, CHAGS. And then Facebook's Nate Chagnon. I don't do any filming, not on YouTube. Might get into it. We'll see what happens. But
filming sucks.
We'll see.
Cool, guys. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate you guys all watching, commenting. Yeah, stay tuned for other content that we put out, whether it's a clip so on IGTV or us doing this long form stuff like this. Take care, ladies and gentlemen.